Yo, so here's the thing. I I don't want to get political on here at all. Like I don't well, actually maybe I kind of do. But here's the thing. Trump is usually somebody I'm not a big fan of. And I'm not going to talk anything about his politics, and I honestly don't think he really has a lot of politics, so it's not a lot to talk about. But can we just talk about for a second this whole Hurricane Dorian thing that he's got going on? Like, didn't you guys know about this? Like, if you've been following it at all, you heard about Sharpies and stuff like that and all the crazy stuff he's been doing. Like, Trump is like your old grandpa, who's got a big ego and he's always been right. He's kind of the king of the family. Like, Trump didn't want to be president. He just wanted to get the next achievement in his life. Like, he doesn't know anything about what he's doing. But that's beside the point. I digress. Last week, he was referencing these early predictions about this forecast of Hurricane Dorian, about how it was supposed to go to Alabama or something like that. He was told on Friday of last week that Alabama was ruled out. On Sunday, for whatever reason, he decided to say that Alabama was still in the forecast. Okay, cool. Maybe he forgot. He's 70-some years old. Maybe he forgot what people were telling him. So Alabama's been ruled out as a target. They were told him Friday. Sunday, he says something about it. I mean, this guy's updated every hour about what's going on. Like, you're the president. He knows what's going on. But the thing is, so Sunday comes, he says something about Alabama, and then Twitter rips him apart. Like, I'm not exactly sure when the Sharpie thing came in, when he drew the little line. You know what I mean? The little line that he put in there to include it. But it had been ruled out, and it was Sunday, and he literally still would not let it go. Twitter starts ripping him apart. They start going in on, like, talking trash. You know what people on Twitter do? I don't care if you're the president. I don't care who you are. People on Twitter will talk trash. But Trump's ego got the best of him, and he wouldn't stop. He literally wouldn't stop. Tweet after tweet after tweet. Message, all this stuff. He just kept going because he really wanted people to know that he wasn't wrong, that Alabama was considered in the path. I mean, it was at one point, like a week and a half ago, it was like maybe going to get some like wind and a bunch of rain. Whatever the case, Trump, you're fucking wrong, dude. He had a week-old map at one point, completely outdated info. And from what I understand, it's against the law to knowingly issue or publish a false weather forecast. If I did it, it'd be against the law. If the president does it, it's still against the law, but apparently he doesn't get in trouble for it. He's above the law, as we all know from other things, again, that I'm not going to go into. FEMA and all the disaster organizations, they're referring all questions to the White House. They're like, this is beyond our control. We don't know what's going on. Like, they don't want to deal with it because it's unreal. It's unprecedented. FEMA's over it. Like the White House aides, they won't even say who altered the map. Like they're not saying Trump didn't do it, but they're just keeping like, oh yeah, we don't know for sure. But if they knew Trump didn't do it, they would say it, but they're not. So Trump alters this map. He puts this little Sharpie in it to include Alabama on top of a projected path of a hurricane. Why does anybody care, dude? Alabama is out of the freaking hurricane zone. You're good. Just let it be. But he didn't. He tweets and he tweets and he tweets some more. And the reason I'm even on this rant right now is if you go to his Twitter, if you go to the president of the United States Twitter right now, at the very top, a pinned tweet, meaning pinned, it's always at the top of the president's Twitter page, says, it's a video of CNN saying something about Alabama possibly being in the forecast. I don't know when that video was from or whatever. This is 9 days later. Why would they do that? Why would he do that? It's at the top, and it's his face reacting to it. His ego is so fragile, so important to him that he has to prove himself right. This is a sociopathic person. This is very, very dangerous. Dude, do you not have other stuff to worry about? Like maybe, running the country, making big decisions instead of proving people, Twitter trolls, that you were right? I don't care if you were right or wrong, dude. Drop it. It was 9 days ago. It's gotten out of control. Something needs to happen. I don't know who's going to do it, but something needs to be done. It's crazy. And furthermore, personal to me, while the hurricane was hitting the state that I live in, literally coming through my town, my area, my region, wrecking shit. While that was happening, he was still tweeting. Literally during the storm hitting North Carolina, he was tweeting old maps from 7 days earlier. 7 days, still tweeting them. just because he had to prove himself right. Dude, there's a lot of stuff going on, bro. Get your shit together. Stop being an egotistical psychopath. Again, I don't want to do a whole lot of political rants, and I usually don't even get this loud when I talk, but I'm fired up. This guy's nuts. Even if I was a fan, this would have been the end of it. This would have been me calling it quits on this maniac. I hope you guys do the same. I hope some of you guys watch this and you try to argue with me. At least, even if you are a Trump fan, dad, anybody watching this, friends, family, if you are a Trump fan, please don't freaking try to defend this. You know it's crazy. You know it's nuts. And you know what? Actually try and defend it. Tell me what the president of the United States has business doing protecting his ego with a map 8 days earlier during a national crisis hurricane. The biggest one that anybody's ever seen or in a long time. Category 5 this thing was. It hit North Carolina as a Category 2, but it was no freaking joke. And this guy's worried about his ego. Fuck you, Trump. That's all I got to say. I'm out.